Hi guys, Rusty Nelson here. We're talking watercolor. This is episode 18. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the vlog. Let's see. It is just getting started. We're back getting the new academic year started up at the university. So all the new students are coming in this week, and the freshmen are being oriented, and the new faculty, and everybody's back up on campus going through all the start of the year activities. So we're looking forward to getting that new academic year going, and kind of, fresh ideas, getting new plans made. And that's kind of what I'm hoping to do with what I'm working with on this channel. This is a watercolor channel. For any of you new viewers who are watching the vlog for the first time, get out there, go check out my library of past videos. I have a bunch of essentially my intro to the visual arts beginner level watercolor exercises and assignments that I typically do in my class to get students up to speed with knowing how to paint and work with watercolor. So get out there, take a look at that. But with the vlogs, I'm here just kind of talking, getting more accustomed to being on screen and growing a little bit, just a little bit of confidence in being on screen. This is definitely not a thing that I would have ever thought I would have done when I was back in college, 40 some years ago now. So when I was in college, everything a graphic designer did at that time was in a very traditional manner, a very analog manner, with a lot of drawing and painting and sketching and marker comps. And it is totally different these days and continuing to evolve at a very rapid pace now with the advent of AI and its use in the field. It's definitely having an impact, or is going to have a massive impact. So makes you kind of wonder whether or not these traditional skills are going to be the way a graphic designer learns about their aesthetics and their visual abilities, is through the traditional methods that they then apply to the digital creations that AI may be producing for the current modern digital artist. So I don't know. We're having a lot of discussions on that subject matter, and we'll be delving into that fairly deeply this coming year and this coming semester. So, but for my channel, I'm definitely working with goals to improve on the type of videos I'm making. I'm still been messing around doing a whole lot of different things, editing wise, structure of the videos. I do think I need to step back and get a little more organized. I've been doing a lot of this off the seat of my pants, kind of the way I teach up at the university. Just kind of reading the room and seeing where the students are, and then just making a plan on the fly. But I think I need to apply a little more discipline, a little more structure to what I'm doing with my YouTube tutorials. I'm at a point now where I've gone through all of the basics of the fundamentals of watercolor, and I'm moving a lot of my tutorials into scenes and subject matters and various things that I think people would want to be able to paint or attempt to, and moving themselves from that beginner stage on into the intermediate stage, and hopefully at some point, with enough practice and enough reps, as the YouTube gurus call, anytime you practice something and you do it over and over and over again, that's called a rep. So it's like bodybuilding. The more reps you do, the bigger and better and the stronger you will be, and the more confident in your skills you will be. So that's what I'm doing here with my vlog, and what I'm doing with my tutorials, and trying out the various things, just getting my reps in. So like I said, I've been at this right at 7 months and have made some really good progress. Been really happy with how this has gone in the last 7 months. But I do have goals and ambitions for the channel to move even further, mainly with the goal of having this as something that I will do when I retire in a few years. And I can see that light at the end of the tunnel, where I will be able to maybe continue bringing my skills and my knowledge to people who are wanting to learn and I'm no longer gainfully employed by the university. I can move that into my own realm and help people out and give them something to do, whether they're starting out in life, whether they're midlife and just want to learn something new and do something that's relaxing, or something to do in retirement and give themselves a purpose and a skill set to take them on, because this is something you can do your entire life right up to the end and have a good activity to keep engaged and working into the future. So it's a great thing to work with and to learn. And I'm just looking at my notes. I didn't really have a lot of comments on the last couple of vlogs, so I am kind of talking off the top of my head again with some rough notes here. Let's see here. Oh, I know my most recent tutorials. I just dropped one on Saturday. It was a one where I'm not talking. It was more just a music with an overview of the technique. It was a railroad crossbuck with a grain elevator in the background, kind of a landscape scene with a subject matter, an architectural subject matter. I do have a couple of shorts coming up with figures in them, which I know people are interested in drawing figures and or portraits and people's faces and things like that. So I'll be working some tutorials and shorts showing the techniques and the process that I use. I'm a believer and a student of the Loomis method in what I teach in my figure drawing class, and working up a figure from a rough mannequin and fleshing it out, and then ultimately getting the final drawing from that staged process of constructing the figure. What else? So some watercolors, some charcoal drawings, and then also I have a new landscape that I'll be posting. I think it's this coming Saturday, of another landscape with a subject matter. This time it's aspen trunks in the foreground. So there's a lot of natural shapes, organic shapes, and then it's a good tutorial to show kind of the broad range of when to use your wet on wet techniques or your wet on dry, and or the various stages of how saturated, light saturation, heavy saturation, and getting to that end result at the back end of the watercolor. So that is going to be dropping on Saturday. I've got a whole series of other subject matters that I'm wanting to do. I did have one comment from a viewer talking about just that straight up watercolor landscape that I definitely know, because of all the fundamental tutorials I've been doing, I haven't really done a lot of landscapes in some of my bigger pieces. I've been working very modestly in trying to do tutorials that I complete within roughly about an hour. So I am kind of stretching my technique and building some new skill sets myself, because I am recording my tutorials and my paintings. That's a whole new skill set for me, that I'm actually truncating the time I typically take with a watercolor, which can run anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, especially if it's larger. The whole process of making videos is definitely expanding my skill set, but it comes at that price where when you're learning something new, the quality level normally takes a nosedive until you bring your skills up to a point where the quality level returns, it rises back up to where you are satisfied with the outcome of whatever you're doing. So I'm kind of in that mode right now, learning how to record a video that's worth watching and hopefully impart some information to you as the viewer, and still satisfies my my visual aesthetic as to how I wanted this thing to work. I can definitely tell I'm stiffer and a little tighter when doing these tutorials than if I was just kind of kicking back in my studio and doing a watercolor without recording it. That I'm developing that confidence. So getting my reps in. That's what my efforts have been focused on for the last 7 months, is getting better at trying to impart information while creating an interesting looking end product that I can then feel good about posting. I haven't had too many stinkers. I've had a few that haven't scored very well with viewers and or watches on YouTube. Others have gone bananas, and that's in a whole other realm of knowledge that I have to develop as to why certain ones bounce off and take off into the stratosphere when others just kind of lay there. And was it the subject matter? Was it how I did my thumbnails, my titles? There's so many variables that I'm still learning and trying to figure out, that we'll see where this goes. And hopefully within a year or two, by the time I retire, I'll hopefully have a lot of this figured out, and I'll have a nice viable side gig to be working on in retirement. And this last summer, summer's over for me. It's this week. It's going crazy already. We're back at it. So summer's over, and I did notice through the summer that we were very busy. So I spent a lot of time trying to get a lot of the tutorials and things pre-recorded, edited, and posted, and they would drop automatically. And that worked pretty well. It's kept me very busy, and it just makes me wonder. And because I know when I've talked to people who have retired, that they sit around and they wonder, I don't know how I worked full time. As busy as we have been in retirement, how did I have time for a job back in the day? So I know that is, could be an issue moving forward. When I do reach that point. Because, during the course of the semester, you have that nice routine. I have my classes I teach, I do my grading, I come home, I do a couple hours working with the tutorials, with my shorts and editing and all of that. So that's a nice constant. So I think definitely developing this procedure, this system that I can follow, this nice little routine that will hopefully allow me to continue this on into the future. And hopefully as I get better at this, get 1% better. Same with your watercolors. Practice, and get 1% better each time you do something. By that time, I'll have figured out, cracked the code on how to do these tutorials in a way that are interesting and will generate some audience. So anyway, let's see here. What else? Anything else? New goals and objectives? Yeah, just get 1% better. That's definitely one of the things. Getting better stories, better edits, more improvement with my photography, the videography of the shorts. So, but I definitely feel like I've moved quite a ways in a short period of time already. I had only really messed around with video and editing in a very peripheral manner up until just January. Have worked with various things, but nothing to the point that I would put it out there onto a platform like YouTube for other people to watch. Is definitely more for family and or my own personal interest in working with video and editing and audio and things like that. So definitely that's one of my new semester goals and objectives coming up for this semester and this year. And I think I've mentioned this in a early vlog post that a year ago at this time I was kind of reconstructing my studio after it was flooded, and we had to kind of renovate and bring everything back. And it was right about the time I was planning last year, right at this time as the school year was going to get started, I was planning on launching my YouTube channel. But the flood kind of put everything off until I could get my studio back in shape, which meant I then launched in January rather than in August. So I'm looking forward to having this second semester and working on and developing these skills and aiming for the goals that I've set for the channel and for my skill sets and everything. And again, ultimately, to get this information out to you, for you to learn how to do watercolors and gain from some of the experience that I've garnered from the years I've spent in higher education teaching foundation drawing and intro to watercolor and my graphic design courses. So it's something that I really have kind of taken to heart and really have a passion for now, that this is the thing that I think will be a lot of fun moving forward for the next few years. And we're definitely excited to see where this is going to go and where it will end up in the long run. So I definitely want to thank everybody for watching and coming in and staying with me on these vlog posts as I learn my screen time, my screen presence, and improve that, and my speaking, learning how to properly speak the English language. I definitely appreciate it. Your viewership, your likes, your subscribes really do mean a lot to me, and I've been going on for my 15 minutes. I'm a whole minute over. So if you do appreciate what I'm doing here for you with this channel, give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next vlog post.